here again. Today we are going to talk about the content, the table of content of my first book, Entrepreneurship Made Easy, Kingdom Entrepreneurship Nexus. And this is a book that came out after my doctorate research, and is based on research, meaning that there's a need for this book. There's a need. Everyone should have a copy of this book. And the table of content starts with the introduction of entrepreneurship. Introduction of entrepreneurship. So we talk about what entrepreneurship is, and God is the first entrepreneur. When you read the book of Genesis, Bible says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth out of nothing. So every entrepreneur have the ability, because Bible says God created us in his own image and likeness. So whatever God did in the beginning, we have the ability to do the same as entrepreneurs. And as an entrepreneur, we have the spirit of I can do. The I can do spirit, because there's no fear. Every entrepreneur doesn't have fear. They have what it takes to innovate, to come out with new ideas, to solve a problem. You see, every entrepreneur solves a problem in the community, in the country, with the insight or the passion that God has given to that person. And now the person have a mindset of solving the problem and making profit out of it. So every entrepreneur have the ability to work hard, have the ability to lead a team, have the ability to adapt to situations, have the ability to sustain, so that they will be able to solve the community problem and to make an impact in the community. So this is what this book stands for. Entrepreneurship Made Easy stand for. And we have the breakdown, is a manual, so step by step what to do. So the first in the content is the introduction, how God created heaven and earth, how God has given us his spirit, how the Holy Spirit works, how Jesus Christ as a carpenter was also an entrepreneur. So we lay down those fundamental principles so that we understand by doing business in God's principle or biblical principles, we can achieve biblical results. And we all know that Abraham was successful, was a successful entrepreneur, and he was successful. Isaac was successful, Jacob was successful, Joseph are the principles that we have used in the book to help you and for you to become who God has called you to become. And you know what, my beloved, that as an entrepreneur or as a business owner, your business is a platform to impact life. Your business is like a ministry that God has given you, and when you put God first, God will help you to become successful. And if you are a kingdom entrepreneur, God has raised you in this end time, or this time that it is difficult financially for churches, that God has raised you to help his kingdom. So what it means that you will pay, your business will pay tithe to the church. You will pay tithe as an employee or as an owner. Your employees will pay tithe, and collectively, if we have about 4 or 5 business owners in one church, these business owners will be able to sustain the church financially. So this is the mindset, or this is the brain behind Kingdom Entrepreneurship Nexus. How can we coach, raise, help those who have new ideas to become kingdom entrepreneurs that will impact life and to impact the kingdom as well. So the chapter 2 talk about who an entrepreneur is, and in the chapter 2 we gave examples, successful entrepreneurs in various industries, what they do, how they started. And it's like it's a motivational story that if someone has been able to do it, you can also do it and become successful. The chapter 3 talk about business setup. You see, we live in a country that laws work. In the US, laws work. In UK, in Ghana, everywhere, laws work. And for you to become a successful business entrepreneur, you have to register your business. It's either you register it as a sole proprietorship, as an LLC, one member LLC, or multiple members LLC, or a general partnership, or S Corp or C Corp. And we have stated the pro and cons when it comes to taxes, how beneficial it is. If you are a sole proprietor, what are the pro and cons in terms of the costs involved, in terms of tax laws, how is it beneficial? So we have stated it step by step so that it will help you to know which type of structure you are going to start your business with. The next one is initial capital saga. This goes to my people. Starting business is not all about money. Maybe you may have an idea. Someone may have the money, or that in need that you mutually become one as partners and start a business. But there are some businesses that doesn't need you to go for loan. You can save and start a business, or you need money to buy or to start a business. You have a Porsche car, you have expensive things. So why don't you sell some use it as initial capital, or you can save to start? Because when you are starting a business, you don't have the business doesn't have any credit for loans and other stuff. You can go for loans and start, but you have to do feasibility studies and make sure that the business that you are venturing in, do you have customers waiting for you? What is your niche? So these are some of the things that we have to do. So initial capital saga is that most people have the idea to start a business, but they don't have the money. And it has become a stumbling block for most of us. So what do we do? Most of the times we do susu. You can turn to uncle, friends. 3 or 4 people can come together and loan you, or they can partner you, or you can talk to your credit union bank. They are community bank that help businesses. You can do that through them. You can go to SBA by tendering your business plan. They can give you initial capital. But the best way to do is to start from nothing, the way God created heaven and earth. Without anything, you can start with nothing. And by starting with nothing, it will build you up with experience. It will build you up with momentum, so that your business can thrive without any loan interest or any pressure to pay back loans. I am not saying going for loans are wrong, but make sure you have your business plan, you have your financial projections. And this is something that 3MB Consult we do. We are a business consultant. If you call us or you can contact us, we will help you to do all these things and coach you in your business. The next chapter is to discover your strength, you see, or your potential. Each and everyone have a unique talent that God has given unto us. My talent is different from your talent. And the best asset you can do for yourself is self-discovery. You discover who you are. So the chapter 5 talks about discovering yourself. What are your potentials? What can you do that others cannot do? And when your passion meets with your talent, it's called the sweet spot. So if you are able to identify your sweet spot, that is gold mine for you. Then the rest is how to legalize it and how to turn it into business. So that is the chapter 5 for you. Discovering your strength. Discovering your strength. The chapter 6 talk about temperament in business. We have 4 types of temperament. Which of them are you? Are you a sanguine? Are you a melancholic? Or who are you? So if you're an entrepreneur and you discover yourself, knowing your temperament, it will help you to partner yourself. If you are introvert, you have to partner extrovert. You have to be careful. So this book have stated the characteristics of each of the temperament and how to do business that will not affect you in that way or manner. The next chapter, chapter 7, talk about the concept of ant in business. If you study someone that you know a little bit about ants, they are team players. and have the ability to transport heavy load of food from one spot to another by the lead of a teamwork. And they save food in summer for winter. And they are collaborators of teamwork. So this book will help you to know that as a business owner, there is some teamwork that need to help you to be successful in your business. And you have to know that the ants have adaptability spirit and have a way to identify where there is food, because they have a scout of ants that will go and search. When they find out, they will come and call the rest for them to also go and carry the food. And you see the teamwork that they do. They will carry it one by one, little bit, and they have an empire that they have the queen or the king. There are structures that they have guide, those who guide, they have those who transport. So these are some of the philosophies that you will study from this book that will help you to manage yourself, manage your family, manage your business very, very successfully. And the chapter 8 talk about the basic principles of accounting as a businessman. If you don't understand basic principles of bookkeeping, how can you interpret your balance sheet? If you don't know the difference between asset and liability, how can you understand your financial position? So it is a simplest way as a new or as an entrepreneur to understand basic principles of bookkeeping. You must know the difference between asset and liability, long-term asset, short-term liability. What is the implications? What is the benefits? You must be able to know. And that is the reason why 3MB management consultants are there. We have expert professionals that we will coach you, we will advise you, and we will help you build your business. So don't forget, if you need us, you can call us on 651-210-1561, and you'll talk to the expert that we have in 3MB. Or you can talk to, also call this number, 952-226-7119. 952-226-7119. Next chapter talk about taxes. We must know the tax system in America, especially those of us from Africa. In Africa, we don't have tax system. So when you come here and as a business person, someone who wants to be successful, you must have a little knowledge about how the tax system works here. So if you're a business owner, you must make sure that every year you have to file your taxes. You have deadline. Business deadline is 15th of March. And if you have file extension, it's 15th of September. What are you filing taxes for? Before you file your taxes, you must prepare your income statement, either profit and loss, because you pay your taxes on your profit. Your income is not difficult to attain, but most business owners don't keep records of their expenses. So by the end of the year, they just add anything together. And as a business owner, you must also have a bank account that all your transactions pass through. Bank account is very important for businesses because what? It builds your business credit. It tells the sustainability of the business. It tells how the business is doing, is transacting business, its transactions, excuse my language. And it also tells how long or how the lifespan of the business in terms of banking. Because if you have 5 years working experience with bank account or transactions going in back in there, assessing a loan or grant is not difficult. So you must understand some of the expenses that is deductible as a business owner, and those are not deductible. If you pay yourself, yes, your wages, the taxes on payroll, they are all deductible. So the book lists all these things for you to understand what it takes. The next one is the basic marketing mix. That is the 5 Ps. 5 Ps. as a business, whether it is service or product. How can you market yourself? Now we live in a global village that the social media has taken place everywhere. It is easy way to market your service or to market your product, and that's what I'm doing right now. I am talking to everyone, and by doing that, I am selling myself. I am selling my services. I am showcasing my book. Yes, Entrepreneurship Made Easy. I am showcasing it here. So by doing that, it is easy to understand your product, to understand your pricing, to understand your packaging. You see, these are the P's, and it will help you to also understand the markets that you are serving, whether your product should be high or low in terms of pricing, what are the penetration pricing. So this book has laid down all this, the 5 P's of marketing for you. Then we have separating yourself from your business. It's a little chapter that I added. Especially we the Africans, we do business, and it's like we are the business, and the business is all of us. We don't separate ourselves from the business. When we are going to buy salt, we take from the business. When we are going to buy food, we take from the business. Though you can have a business lunch, that is perfect. But it's like we don't separate ourselves from the business. As a business, you have to pay yourself, and you have to pay yourself well, so that all your expenses will base on your salary, so that you can separate the business as a legal entity from you, the owner. And you have to also have liability insurance to help you, especially our mothers who operate African market. No insurance, so if any goods or product expire, or when there is a flood or fire, they lost a lot. You have to insure your business, and you have to also pay your workers well to retain them, because it is expensive to train a worker, for the worker to be knowledgeable about your business operation, and he left. You have to train someone again, and it's all expensive in terms of time, in terms of resources. So we have to know how to separate ourselves from the business. We don't eat the initial capital or spend in initial capital and spend the profit. So we must be content to how much we pay ourselves, and make sure that we are not spending our capital. We are not wasting the resources, but we have to discipline ourselves and make sure that we live within the means of our salary, so that the business can grow and our next generation can take over. And we have our customer relationship. Customer relationship. Now we have a lot of social media platforms that we can use to manage our customers. We have a lot of tools to manage our customers. Who is your customer, and how are you managing, maintaining, and retaining your customers? So this is another chapter that helps you to grow your customer base, because you see, a word by mouth can bring in 100 customers, but a negative word about you, review about you, can drive away 1,000. So one word can bring in 100, bad word about you, review, can drive away 1,000. So we have to be cautious that if a customer need a feedback from us, at least within the longest should be 24 hours. We have to respond back to them. We have to reach out to them, because if the customer won't be there for businesses, that is something we must be cautious about, how to treat our customers, customer relationship. And the next one is the business growth. We give birth to our kids and they grow. So that's the same principle, that when you give birth to a business, you must grow the business. You must expand the business. Giving yourself 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You must have a business plan, step by step, where you are going each year. The approaches that you are taking to make sure that you are growing. Because you cannot be the same in 10 years' time how the business is started. The office that you are in, there must be a change, there must be increase, there must be your product or your service must increase. So business growth is something that we also have in chapter 12, chapter 13. Then we, under business growth, we have business investment. How are you investing in your business? Education, training, workshops. And this is something that Kingdom Entrepreneurship is about to do. We are about to host a business conference for entrepreneurs, and to talk about a new way of doing business, new tools that has come, bring in bankers, bring in government agencies like SBA, Small Business Administration here in Minnesota, and bring in experts to talk about new way of doing business. So watch out, the date will be announced very soon, and hey, you grab your ticket and come and learn, and I know God will bless you. We have a lot of books on Amazon, a lot of books, about 19 or 20 books on Amazon, all on entrepreneurship. Don't hesitate to one. Read, impart yourself. The best way you can do for yourself is to educate yourself, because ignorance is very, very expensive. Education is the best. God bless you, and see you another time. Bye.